I looked at my life and at these people's life, the only difference was, it wasn't the mindset. It wasn't that I had, different aspirations. It wasn't all the things that I thought it was. It was only the fact that these people were doing things despite the fact their fear came up, despite the fact that they actually were scared. They just pushed through this.
Yep.
Where I got held back, or it held me often back in situations where I should have pushed through.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what I took out of that.
Yeah. Okay. So you moved on from there. Actually, I want to talk a little bit about your car accident. Could you tell us a bit about that and some of the the lessons you gained from that, that helped you to get to where you are today?
Sure. I gotta breathe by sharing that story.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed in myself in my life. I've always believed that there's more to life than just living the life the way we supposed to live life, or the way we obligate to live life. We really lived by that sentence my whole life, right? And I see so many people nowadays that feel obligated to do certain things because of our family, because of our friends, because what society dictates us to do. And the accident by itself was a truly almost spiritual moment. And I've heard a lot about there are these aha moments in life, and there are these moments of waking up. But I just got to say that this moment in my life has certainly woken me up to new possibilities,
mm-hmm.
to totally new possibilities. And what happened was that I've met a beautiful girl, Megan. Hi, Megan. How are you doing? I met a beautiful girl actually in Australia, which I'm getting married to in 6 weeks. So a little bit nervous right now speaking, actually. Anyhow, we met up about 4.5 years back now in Perth in Western Australia. And after having lived in Western Australia, Megan and myself, we thought just taking the journey on, taking life on by literally separating from, in that case, Megan's support network and Megan's family. I believe for the primary reason to really becoming the person that she wanted to become, and that was a pretty amazing journey just by itself. So we decided to move from Perth to Melbourne, where we're living in right now. And we took the car and drive across the Nullarbor. And right now, for the international listeners and viewers, the Nullarbor in Australia is a nothingness. There aren't even trees, right? So Australia, is almost as big as US, right? With about, the only difference is that there are 20 million people, almost 22 million people living in Australia. So not many people at all. And in the middle of Australia, there's literally deserts, all right? And there's not much at all. And having lived in Germany, where 82 million people are living on a very little area, I just had this urge within to just drive across the nothingness, where there was nothing. There was literally nothing. So we drove along, and made the commitment to change every 2 hours. So to prevent being sleepy and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And well, what happened was though that I came off the roads, and I literally caught with my two left wheels, the gravel on the left side. We drive on the opposite side than the US and Germany. So I caught with my left wheels the gravel. A road train was approaching us, and I just literally estimated the measurement of the road train, not the right way. So I kind of, in the last moment, I had to move to the left. And when I wanted to steer back onto the road, I literally oversteered the car, and was 120 k's an hour. I flipped the car 5 times through the air, and we literally flew in the field. We landed on the head of the car. The windscreen was totally smashed. And I remember Megan literally hanging. She was hanging upside down, literally always already still fastened in her seatbelt, and I tried to help her out by pushing the button, by helping her out of the seat post, and I very much collapsed, on in my position, because I had so much back pain, right? And I eventually climbed out of the windscreen, and I just blacked out. I became unconscious in that regard, and the next moment was that I remember waking up, and Megan was in the ambulance, in the emergency. Everyone was around us, and Megan got literally got into the emergency vehicle and got driven off, and I was still on the field outside in the sun, exposed, and I couldn't get onto the hospital bed as I transport you into the hospital, because I had so much back pain. And it was a tremendous situation, man, seriously. We got then eventually in the evening, this all happened in the morning, and we got flown with an airplane to Adelaide, because I had severe back pain, and they didn't know what's going on with me. Megan was luckily fine. Megan, actually, she only had in her left shoulder a IC joint called damaged. So I was very, very grateful for that. And I could not do anything but staring at the ceiling for 22 hours, and I wasn't allowed to move at all. Because if I would have moved, the risk that I would have been paralyzed would have been too big. And so I was laying there, and I got morphium, and I literally just at one stage got freaked out. I really freaked out. And I had to gather myself to really breathe at that moment, to say, you just lay here, everything is going to be well, everything is going to be good, and just to stay there in that moment, to just believe, to just contain all my energy and believe, and just really know it's going to be all good. And I made a commitment, Pete, at that moment, there, then, and right now, to taking life on by its horns, to just doing what it takes, to make it happening, to contribute to people around me in such a way that just not empowers my life and really works towards the goal of living my purpose, but also to create ripple effects and to touching people and generations to come. And that was a moment where I just took life on. That was the true moment where I took life on. So this was now probably three and a bit years ago.
Okay, so how long were you in hospital over that period of time after that 22 hours?
So what was the question?
How long were you in hospital?
How long?
That for the whole time, what was the full length of time there?
The great question, man, and that reminds me of a fantastic story. I wasn't in hospital for long at all. I was laying one night there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to share right now that night, because it drives the point home that life is not what you expect life to be. And I'll tell you why. I got, imagine myself just laying in this hospital bed, light just everywhere, lights, because I got checked out, x-rays. I got x-rayed for probably 1.5 hours, right? Doctors and specialists over my head, like in a bad mood, they're coming in and out, you have no idea what's happening because I don't talk to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they all disappeared for a while and came back literally after 1.5 hours, because they kind of thought doing a lunch, kind of a bit of a night break. It was probably 1 a.m. in the morning, right? At that stage, and they came back after 1.5 hours, and I didn't know what's going on at all, and said, Seb,